Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take your curiosity and really focus it down into key insights.
Yeah, we sort through the sources you're interested in, pull out the important stuff, the surprising bits.
The things that genuinely make you think differently. We know you, our listener, the learner. You want knowledge that's quick, but also deep. You want those aha moments, right?
Exactly, but without feeling, totally overwhelmed by information.
Think of it as your intellectual espresso shot.
Ah, I like that. A concentrated dose of understanding.
And today, we are plunging right into self-discipline. Our guide is Ryan Holiday's book, Discipline is Destiny: The Power of Self-Control.
It's packed with examples, isn't it? Historical figures, people wrestling with control, or lack of it.
Totally. So
Yeah.
our mission today is to pull out those core ideas about self-control. Find some maybe unexpected angles, things you can actually think about using.
So yeah, expect a focused exploration. We'll get straight to the heart of self-mastery, no fluff.
Okay, so where does Holiday start? The book kicks off with this ancient Greek idea, armido, virtue.
Right, but it's broader than just being morally good, isn't it? It's like excellence in general.
Yeah, moral, physical, mental, all of it. And the connection, the book argues, is self-discipline. That's the key.
And what's really interesting is that this excellence, this arte, it's not something you're born with. It's a skill.
Something you build.
Exactly. Through everyday choices, like the story of Hercules at the crossroads.
Oh yeah, classic. Choose the hard path of virtue or the easy path of vice.
And he had to actively choose. It wasn't passive. It was a deliberate thing.
And the book stresses this isn't a one-off decision, right? We face these little crossroads constantly.
All the time. That internal battle, what did the Greeks call it? Akrasia.
Acrasia, yeah. Knowing what's right, but, wanting to do something else. That tension.
So what does self-discipline actually look like day to day? The book has this great definition.
Oh, the direct one.
Yeah, keep your ass in line.
Love it. Simple. But it covers a lot, though.
It really does. Hard work, saying no, good habits, setting boundaries.
Training, resisting temptation, managing your emotions. Just plain endurance.
It's all in there.
And it's not just about restriction, is it? It's framed as the way to achieve real freedom.
The freedom to act on your values, shape your destiny.
Okay, so it's a big concept. Where do we even begin to tackle it? The book gives us a starting point.
It does. It starts with the exterior, our physical selves.
The body first.
Yeah, the idea is that physical control is kind of the bedrock. Like Martha Graham said, our body is our glory, our hazard, and our care.
So physical self-control, what does that involve? According to the book, there's an emphasis on austerity.
Well, yeah, leaning into that stoic idea of simplicity. Frugality, function over flash.
Which is pretty countercultural today with all the abundance and constant desire.
Definitely. It means we have to actively wrestle with those desires. And one way this shows up is in our daily routine, like attack the dawn.
Rising early.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Toni Morrison's a great example. She used those quiet morning hours for deep writing work.
Before the world starts demanding things.
Right. So it's not just about waking up. It's about intentionally using that fresh, focused time.
Makes you rethink hitting snooze, doesn't it? Just giving away those valuable hours.
Yeah, for sure. Then there's the idea that the strenuous life is the best life.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Yep. He started out quite sickly, didn't he? But he transformed himself through discipline, constant physical activity.
Boxing, hiking, everything. Even as president.
Right. He didn't let his physical limitations define him. He actively chose to overcome them. Consistent effort.
It's a stark contrast to, say, King George, who maybe had a more sedentary life despite his privilege and had health problems.
It really underscores that physical discipline isn't just for athletes. It's fundamental for everyone's well-being.
Okay, what else for the body? Breaking free from dependencies.
Yeah. Quit being a slave, that section. It talks about Eisenhower quitting smoking, Feynman giving up alcohol.
But the point isn't just the specific habit, is it?
No, it's the dependency itself. That Buddhist idea of tanha, the craving. It's about getting back your control over desire.
I liked that test the book suggested. If this thing, this habit, was invented today, would you start it?
Yeah, that's a powerful way to look at it. Really makes you evaluate your attachments.
And related to that is avoid the superfluous.
Using Cato the Elder as an example, rejecting unnecessary luxuries.
And the argument is this actually gives you more freedom.
Yeah, less dependency on external things. True wealth being independence, not just stuff.
So it's about being intentional. Choosing what adds value, not just accumulating more. And this applies beyond possessions too, right? Like clean up your desk.
Exactly. It seems small, but the book presents it as a discipline that boosts effectiveness. Robert Moses apparently was super organized, dealt with things immediately.
Flaubert's quote comes to mind. Be regular and orderly in your life.
So that you may be violent and original in your work. Yeah. External order helps internal freedom.
Then there's the bedrock principle. Just show up.
Consistent effort, day in, day out. Maybe more important than raw talent.
Edison's a key example there. He claimed he wasn't that imaginative, but his work ethic was legendary.
Persistence as discipline.
And it's not just showing up vaguely, but attending to details. What small stuff.
Right, like Coach John Wooden teaching his star players how to put on socks correctly.
He's tiny.
But it illustrates how attention to fundamentals builds a foundation for excellence.
The book also talks about momentum. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Yeah, needing swift action, a sense of urgency, contrasting McClellan's slowness in the Civil War.
With that restaurant motto, a sense of urgency.
Right, but then there's a crucial balance. Slow down to go faster.
Ah, okay. So not just rushing blindly.
Exactly. Using General Thomas as an example. The value of proper preparation, training before you act, his deliberate speed won the battle.
So sometimes prepping properly is actually the faster route.
It often is, which leads directly to practice, then practice more.
Continuous improvement. Like Musashi, the swordsman. Relentless training.
That dedication is what separates the masters.
And the book doesn't romanticize it. It just says, just work.
Yeah, sometimes it's just about grinding it out, even when it's hard. Like Joyce Carol Oates, writing constantly despite discomfort.
Okay, the next one. Dress for success. Feels a bit different. Is it just about looking good?
Not really vanity, no. The book frames it more about minimizing distractions for yourself and others, signaling professionalism.
Like Angela Merkel's consistent outfits or Steve Jobs' uniform.
Exactly. Reducing decision fatigue. But also presenting appropriately for the situation, interviews, whatever. And there's a mental boost from feeling put together.
Right. Then there's seek discomfort, intentionally making things harder.
Yeah, building resilience, like Seneca's practices or Gandhi's experiences. It stops you getting too soft from comfort, proactively building tolerance.
But it's not all push, push, push. There's manage the load.
Crucial. Knowing when to rest. Greg Popovich resting his basketball players. The indiscipline of overwork.
Burnout is real.
It is. You need recovery for sustained performance.
Which brings us to sleep. Sleep is an act of character.
Not a luxury, the book argues, but fundamental. It directly impacts your effectiveness.
Shackleton and his crews sleep during that Antarctic ordeal.
Yeah, he prioritized it because it was critical for survival and performance.
So all this physical stuff, rising early, working hard, resting, enduring it, leads to the big question.
What can you endure? Shackleton's story again. Just incredible endurance.
It connects back to Edison's persistence, Morrison's early mornings, FDR refusing to be defined by his polio.
Right. Our capacity to persevere is tied to this physical self-discipline.
So the body isn't just about fitness. It's the foundation for everything else. Like James Baldwin said, people pay for what they do by the lives they lead.
The body keeps score, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this physical temperance, it paves the way for the next stage.
The inner domain, mind and emotions.
Exactly. The old wisdom.
Yeah.
Happy is the person with a healthy body, resourceful mind, and a docile nature.
Mastering the inner world. Not being controlled by thoughts and feelings, but directing them.
And Queen Elizabeth II is presented as a prime example here. Ruling over yourself.
Her long reign. Remarkable self-control, service, perseverance.
Especially under intense scrutiny, personal challenges, that quiet strength, patience, tolerance. It's really something. She even said managing it all became an expanding discipline.
That steadiness is incredible. It connects to George Washington, too, doesn't it?
It does. His effort to look at everything in the calm light of mild philosophy.
He consciously cultivated that stoic view.
Yeah, as a tool to handle challenges. The Revolutionary War, political battles. Gilbert Stuart, the painter, noticed his intense passions were always controlled by his judgment.
He wasn't born stoic. He made himself stoic.
Exactly, which shows we have agency in how we respond. We don't have to be swept away by emotion.
And that leads to keep the main thing. Focus.
Huge! The power of focus, saying no to distractions, realizing every yes is a no to something else.
Like Goethe or Beethoven tuning out the noise to create.
That kind of focus. Focus, focus,
Killing
focus.
It's almost a superpower today, isn't it?
It really is. Epictetus saying focus now, don't put it off. And it's not just immediate focus, but also long-term. Wait for this sweet fruit. Patience.
Like Oates writing consistently or Edison experimenting for years.
Patience alongside the hard work, Aristotle's line. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet.
But there's a warning too, right? Perfectionism is a vice.
Yeah, it can paralyze you. Martha Graham's struggling with that dance piece.
Because you never finish.
Right. Finishing itself is an act of discipline. Perfect is the enemy of the good.
Practical tip, do the hard thing first.
Tackle the tough stuff early. Like Toni Morrison's morning writing boosts productivity, reduces procrastination stress. It's self-care, really.
And setbacks happen. Can you get back up? Resilience.
Floyd Patterson regaining his boxing title after that crushing loss. That's powerful. Archie Moore's letter to him, encouraging that mindset.
Then the book gets into the tough stuff. The battle against pain and the battle against pleasure.
Right. Warning against unhealthy coping mechanisms for pain, referencing JFK's medication use, and urging us to address root causes.
Not just quick fixes.
Exactly. And with pleasure, considering the long-term consequences. Babe Ruth apparently had regrets about his excesses later.
It's about choosing our responses consciously to both pain and pleasure, which ties into handling irritations. Fight the provocation.
Choosing not to react. Cato the Younger being insulted, James Peck's non-retaliation.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg's mother-in-law's advice. It helps to be a little deaf.
Ha! Practical wisdom. And we also need to be aware of this madness getting carried away by emotion.
Arrogance, anger, excitement. Sam Cassell's celebration injury.
Ouch. Yeah, losing control costs you.
The alternative. Silence is strength.
Restraint in speech. The Spartans' laconic style. Churchill being strategic with silence. Even applies to, impulsive online comments today.
Churchill again with hold your fire. That decision about the planes for the Battle of Britain.
Incredible discipline under pressure. Patience, leadership.
Inner discipline also means managing ambition. Temper your ambition.
And related, financial control. Using Ruth and Churchill's money struggles as warnings.
Which leads to money is a dangerous tool. Handling finances responsibly.
Yeah. It's not about how much you earn, but how you manage it.
And this whole process, it's ongoing, isn't it? Get better every day.
Continuous improvement, small steps, building over a lifetime.
And you don't have to do it all alone. Share the load.
Delegation, asking for help. Belafonte stepping in for Martin Luther King Jr. That's a powerful example.
Recognizing your limits is a discipline too. Valuing your time.
Which is the next point. Respect time. It's precious. Use it deliberately. Like Morrison, Washington, they manage their time carefully.
Wasted time is gone forever.
Right. And protecting that time requires put up boundaries.
Personal, professional limits.
Yeah.
Washington's reserve, Merkel's. Plutarch saying leaders need some distance.
It protects your focus and energy.
And finally, in everything, the call is to do your best.
Admiral Rickover asking Jimmy Carter, why didn't you do your best? Oof. Powerful question. Give your full effort.
So we've covered the physical, the mental. Now the book moves to the highest level.
The magisterial, where physical and mental discipline come together consistently in the real world. Roosevelt's quote about the responsibilities of sovereigns fits well here.
Maintaining balance and control amidst chaos and temptation.
And Antoninus Pius is the key example. His reign, temperance, compassion, dedication, despite a tricky succession.
Selfless and apparently no bloodshed during his rule. Remarkable.
He embodies tolerant with others, strict with yourself.
High standards for oneself, leniency for others. Though, as Kobe Bryant found, not everyone will match your level of dedication.
Right, but your discipline can still inspire.
And in tough moments, grace under pressure.
Maintaining composure when stakes are high, like that pastor forgiving his son's murderer. Incredible strength.
There's a warning for leaders, too. Don't be a tyrant.
Leaders must hold themselves to the highest standards. Be selfless. Avoid thinking you're above the rules.
But all this strictness needs balance.
Yeah.
Be kind to yourself.
Crucial. Self-compassion. Marcus Aurelius reminding himself to get back up after failing. Don't be your own harsh slave driver, as Thoreau put it. Stoicism includes kindness.
True strength can also mean letting go. Temper your power.
Washington stepping down, Churchill declining the dukedom. Willingly relinquishing power is rare and powerful.
And then there's turn the other cheek, non-retaliation.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s response to attacks. An extraordinary level of self-mastery. Love, grace, forgiveness as discipline.
Discipline even applies to retreat. How to make an exit.
Strategic withdrawal. Dunkirk. Socrates at the Battle of Delium. It's about the way you retreat with dignity, responsibility.
And setbacks aren't final. Prepare for your encore.
Resilience. Perseverance. Beethoven composing while deaf. That's profound. Seneca. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage.
Finding purpose anywhere. It's not about the office.
Like Epaminondas managing the sewers. It's the person who brings dignity to the role, not the other way around.
And staying grounded. Unchanged by success.
Humility despite achievement. Merkel's simple life. Cato's austerity. Queen Elizabeth at Philip's funeral. Quiet strength, following the rules.
The author wraps up personally with, love the discipline, you know.
Yeah, trusting your established routines when facing blocks. Returning to those principles. Echoing Marcus Aurelius.
And the very last point, the last test.
Handling loss with perspective. Manu Ginobili after that NBA Finals loss. Moving from despair to acceptance.
That's what discipline ultimately does, right?
Yeah.
Saves us from our own negative reactions.
Allows for human flourishing, as the book says.
Wow. Okay, so that's our deep dive into discipline is destiny. We've walked through the physical, the mental, and this sort of magisterial level.
And the core message seems to be that self-discipline isn't about restriction, really. It's a daily practice that leads to freedom, resilience.
And just navigating life more effectively with more inner peace.
We hope you, the listener, can take these examples, these ideas, and reflect on them. See what resonates, what maybe challenges you.
Yeah, think about how you might integrate some of this into your own life, your own way.
So we'll leave you with a question to mull over. Right now, which specific part of self-discipline feels most relevant to you?
And maybe what's just one small step, something tangible you could do today to start cultivating that?
We trust this has been a useful shortcut into these powerful ideas. Keep exploring these themes. The journey of self-mastery, it's ongoing for all of us.